One thing I really do not enjoy is watching a video, reading a book, just spending, let's just say reading a book, spending 10, 15 hours going through a book, listening to it, reading it, for it to be reduced to one sentence, one overall thought. And what I mean by that is I'll spend a lot of times what I see with books that I read, more like nonfiction, self-help books, it'll take one concept in the beginning of the chapter, and then the rest are kind of just examples of it, which is nice, but it can help reinforce the idea. But it's like, man, to me, it's like, okay, like I get it, like why waste my attention on all these examples, and to me it just looks like you're now trying to just fill this book up with fluff. So all that being said, I just like when things are kind of clear to the point and straight to it, and that leads to my point of just opportunity and the blessing that it is to be alive at this point in time. We have things available at our fingertips that shit even our parents could only dream of and imagine. So of course we have valid problems, valid things to complain about. But at the end of the day, everybody does. And it's not to undermine them or anything, but I would say I try to keep in mind that whenever I may be feeling down about myself, or I may try to complain about something, I try to keep in mind that yes, people have it worse, and no, I'm not downplaying my emotions or whatever I may be going through. But I also like to keep in perspective that whatever I may be going through, I truly believe I have the power to get through it and to overcome it. And if I'm not a genius, but I know I'm smart enough to know what I don't know. I'd like to think that. And I'd like to think that when I don't know actually, I know when I don't know something, I'll go through and try to figure it out and try to learn about whatever subject, whatever topic, to now be able to help myself out. On a super micro level, my AC went out. I'm somewhat handy, but I know nothing about HVAC. And my AC went out on the 4th of July. Obviously nobody's open, and the 4th of July is this year was on a Friday. So again, I knew that my AC went out, and I knew that I didn't know that much about ACs and just HVAC systems in general. But what I did know is that the person who would be able to figure this out, who would be able to fix it, is a human with 2 arms, 2 legs, 1 brain like me. So therefore, they just know something that I don't. And that's what I would be paying them for. And I'm okay with paying them for that. But since it was the 4th of July, and since I have the mindset that I can help myself, or at least find somebody who will be able to help me, I don't know, that just gave me the confidence to go ahead and, okay, well, I don't know about HVACs, but I have the resources resources to learn and to try and figure it out. And that's what I spent the day doing. At the end of it all, I was able to diagnose and troubleshoot it and get it figured out. I still called a technician out to confirm what the issue was, but I saved myself a lot of money. And now I know some things that I did not know previously. There's this quote in a song where it says, "When you see them fall down, but you pick them up, you still let them touch the ground." And so what that means to me is when people have issues, when people have problems, I'm there, you're there to help them get back up. But you cannot stop them from falling. When somebody has a problem, I try not to take away the pain that problem brings and the suffering that problem brings. And the reason why is because it is that pain and that suffering that you almost need to be exposed to that will prevent you from wanting to go through that again in the future. Touching back to my AC, the reason why that happened and my AC went out to begin with was just because I was not on top of the maintenance, and it ended up being overworked. It was because I went through a hot day on the 4th of July with no AC. It was because of that pain and suffering. The reason why when next year comes around, I'm going to make sure I do the maintenance that's required for my air conditioning unit. If somebody would have relieved me of that pain and suffering, and if I would have never went through it, chances are next summer would have rolled around and I would have done the exact same thing I did this summer, which was jack shit. Some people can go on for 30 minutes, an hour explaining something, and there are times where I feel like that is called for, but especially in the time of age that we live in, and when everything's available at your fingertips, that's how I like to do things. Get in, I have your attention, say what I need to say, express what I need to express, and then move on.